a couple of months ago, right after the Georgia elections, I did think that the package was going to be smaller. And I think the main takeaway is how disciplined and united Democrats were in passing this and doing it quickly. I mean, they've shown an incredible amount of unity. So I think that has lessons for going forward for what the rest of the agenda might look like.
So, Brian, a lot of focus on stimulus spending once people get those checks on Wall Street. But there's another concern about taxes. We want to get to that right here. Now that the stimulus bill is passed, what's next? And could a tax increase, whether for individuals or for companies, be up next?
So Elon mentioned the infrastructure bill, and I think that the next two top priorities are infrastructure and a tax bill. And there are lots of decisions to be made about what goes first, what they look like. But those are the two next top priorities. For the tax bill, I think you're seeing more and more agreement and coming together in Democratic circles around a tax hike. I mean, I think the chances of a tax hike are growing. It's not a slam dunk. I'm not here to suggest that it's a foregone conclusion, but certainly the odds of a tax hike are increasing.
Brian, let me turn to, I want to get in touch with my inner wonk here for just a minute. As I understand it, this bill that just passed the House, repassed the House, went under what are known as budget reconciliation rules, under which it takes only a simple majority to pass. Will those next two priorities, infrastructure and a tax hike, operate under the same rules of the road, or could they be filibustered?
So I think all of your viewers, Tyler, at this point, their eyes are glazing over as we start to talk about procedure and process. But this stuff's important. This is what kind of dictates how legislation moves and what policy is going to look like. So it is important. For infrastructure, it's possible to do it in regular order without reconciliation. I don't see a pathway for the tax bill to go via regular order. It has to go reconciliation. Republicans may be fractured right now, and that's been covered widely in various corners. But there's one principle that still unites Republicans, and that is opposition to tax hikes. So I can't see where there are Republican votes to go along to get 60 votes in the Senate for a big tax hike. So the tax hike is going to be in reconciliation. How that fits in with the infrastructure bill, these are important questions because the Democrats only have very narrow majorities, 50-50 in the Senate, as everybody realizes. A lot of people overlook the House. And Nancy Pelosi, when the House is at full strength, Nancy Pelosi will only be able to lose 4 votes. That's a tough task to keep 222 members all on the same page.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.